Hey guys, like most of you're getting ready for trapping season. It's I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks away, something like that. But now is a good time to make sure you got all your ducks in a row, so that opening day you're not scrambling to find your stuff and fix your broken stuff that you forgot about. Kirk has been doing a great job of doing his prepping series. He's done some scouting. He's made some funnel traps. He had, I think it's called Aqua Seal for sealing up your rubber boots and your waders and stuff. So I've got mine on order. I did like Kurt and ordered it online on Amazon, so that should be in probably next week sometime or later this week. But I'm just going through my tools. I usually try and keep my tools in good shape. I sharpen my knives and stuff pretty much as soon as I'm done, but I just wanted to go through and make sure I've got everything, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So this is my trapping cart. It's a bit of a mess right now because the mice really enjoy it. But you know, I've got my pins on a piece of styrofoam so that if it falls, gets knocked off my cart, my pins hopefully don't go everywhere. I've got a fur brush for brushing out all the hides. Get any burrs and bugs and sticks and leaves out. Got a scraper that I use mainly for the beaver. A good pair of auto shears. I really like these for going around the edge of a beaver once I've kind of rough skinned them out, and then I can use the scissors to get right up to the hair, and then I can start using my knife. I don't use a stretcher or a fleshing beam for when I'm doing my beaver. I do it on a flat board. I'm going to try doing it on my knee this year. Might be a little easier on the back. And it's also good anywhere there's some heavy cartilage, like around ears. I like using it around the beaver legs and the face. Couple knives. I've got just your typical post beaver knife. I think this is the small one or the medium one. I've got this Grumman roe. I think it's called a roe knife. It's for fishermen when they're taking the roe eggs out. Or roe eggs, I guess. It's got a little ball on the end, so you're not going to nick all the innards. I really like using this. You don't have to worry about poking the guts. I've got a Cody caper from Outdoor Edge. It's just a cheap caping knife. I don't use it out in the bush when I'm hunting, so I thought I may as well use it for skinning animals when you're constantly nicking bone and stuff, especially around the skull when you're doing, you know, beaver heads and other critter heads. I've got one of these Havalon knives. This is the Piranha orange with the replaceable surgical blades. I've got a box of extra blades, plus there's a few in here. This knife is wicked sharp. Very light, cleans up pretty well. You can touch up the blades if you need to. I try not to use it a whole lot, especially when you're doing the heads and of animals. I like to use this knife because it's easier to sharpen. But that usually goes in my pack when I'm hunting, just to help, kind of a backup knife. But like I said, it's razor sharp. I've got a tail splitter. I'm pretty much only used it on my fox last year. I don't have a registered line, so I'm not allowed to catch marten, fisher, and lynx. So that's kind of a bummer, but we'll look forward to a trap line maybe in a few more years. Got a tail splitter, I guess. You stick this down the tail, and then you can use your knife to run it down the center. It's kind of like a guide to help you split the tail nice and straight so it doesn't look like a corkscrew. I've got some scouring pads. These are great for pulling flesh off of the animal. Like if you've got fat on the underside, you can really peel it off well, or clumps of fat, that sort of thing. I always buy them when they go on sale. I've got a pair of cutters for cutting off feet, muskrat feet, and stuff like that. I've got some fur hangers underneath, as well as a hacksaw for doing the beaver feet. I've got all my nails in the bucket for beaver. So everything's in order here. I know these knives are sharp because I put them away sharp. I've got some beaver boards over here. I've got 3 boards that lets me do 6 beaver. And that's more than enough. I don't have a big area for beaver. I've only got I'll probably only get 3 or 4 at a time sort of thing, so that gives me plenty of time to get them boarded up. I've got a couple fox boards up there on the coat hangers. We'll have to hopefully get a fox and a coyote board later this year. Hopefully I can bag one of them. That's kind of my goal for this year. Been making some snares and some cable or some snare extensions. Ran out of swivels, so I had to stop, but I got my cable all cut at 5 feet, and here's a couple extensions that just need to be boiled or dyed. I try and keep a lot of my smaller parts in these tackle boxes. I have no idea why I have so many Adams locks, other than I guess I like the name. I use those for my beaver snares, but I mean, I don't need that many. There's a stinking mouse on my floor. Hopefully it goes into the bucket. Anywho, muskrat boards. Got quite a few of these for the amount of muskrats I get. I'm not in a real big marshy area, so I don't get a ton of rats. Some more cable stuff up there. With quick links. I like to use quick links to tie stuff up, especially if I'm wrapping something around a tree and I don't need to wire it, like my snares and stuff. I've also got a whole bunch of swivels somewhere in one of these, probably this one right here. I'd like to get the tool to make them, but I think I picked up 100 for like 20 bucks, so it's pretty hard to take the time to make your own. So those are ready. Another Martin board there. Got my cable cutters, my trap setting tool right there, a couple weasel boards. So we'll have to pick up, we'll have to look at getting a couple coon boards. I want to set some coon traps. I've got about 20 mink cubby sets made, and a dozen 160s, so I'm hoping that I can put them out and get a few coons. I'm going to use some around my pond, hopefully bag me a mink or 2 and some otter. But just doing a general check on things to see how everything is, make sure that I've got all my ducks in a row, so that come trapping season I'm ready to go. So go through your stuff, guys. Make sure everything's in good working order. If it's not, fix it or replace it, because the last place you want to be is out on your line with broken tools, and your safety might be on the line because of it. So go check your stuff out, guys, and feel free to subscribe. The little button's down below. I'll leave Kirk's channel link down below as well. He's got a pretty good channel. We'll talk later, guys.